Hello everyone, it is Chris here, and what you're going to be seeing right now is sort of a little retrospect of Halo and what I think of the series and where I think it's really going, and my own personal experiences of it. Now, a little forward in this movie, what you're going to see is three things. You're going to be seeing this game here of Halo 4 first. You're going to be seeing Halo 3, me playing Halo 3, and the footage of the recent RTX gameplay of Ascension. So let me first lead this off by saying that I'm an amazingly huge fan of Halo. I mean, I will say that right out. I have been a fan ever since the very beginning, and I likely am going to be a fan right up until the very end of the series. Now, some people have sort of like a rocky relationship with Halo as of lately. Now, Halo 4 was something of the base breaker and all that, and some people were not very fond of that there. And well, and as you can see in the gameplay right now, it's sort of changed a little bit ever since from the time before that, but some people feel that the damage has been done and all that. Now, that's not to say that that's not unwarranted. Some people have clearly earned that sort of, not earned, but have the absolute right to say that it was not a good experience for that. And I support you making your own decision and all that. Do what you really like, play what you like, and if you don't like something, speak up about it, because that's really one of the ways that it will be changed. Needless to say, I still enjoy Halo 4, and right now, as you can see in this map, I'm playing on, well, what's this map called? I think it's called Shutout or something like that. Yeah, this one is called Shutout, and obviously it's a Forge World remake of Lockout. And that's good. I'm actually glad I'm playing on that, because I'd like to get a little bit of practice in before the Master Chief Collection comes out. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Hey, hey, goa. But I'm super excited. Let me just say that first off, that the Master Chief Collection is actually coming out in the first place. I had this sort of feeling in my gut that there would be Halo 2 remake. There was no doubt in my mind that that was going to be happening, because Halo 2 is very likely one of the greatest, and simultaneously one of the worst. Why do I say one of the greatest? Because, well, because it was a great aspect of storytelling. It was a great usage of characters, and that was a... Wait, I stuck him? I didn't even notice that during the first review of this footage, but it was a good use of split characters. It was a great use of the graphics and all that, and the gameplay mechanics, which is back at the, if I remember correctly, it was the 2005 E3, and I remember when people were first talking about that. I remember when that footage first released, and I was so incredibly blown away by that. And I thought that that was probably one of the greatest things ever, the dual wielding, the Gauss Hog, and the change of location to Earth. And I went into that, well, a little bit disappointed, of course, that those levels weren't actually in there to begin with. That sort of made me a little bit upset, but at the same time, it was a great game. Now, why did I say that it's one of the worst games in terms of the campaign? It was the ending. Everyone remembers the terrible ending of Halo 2, how we all thought that we were going to finish the fight, and we had to wait an additional 2 years while Halo 3 was being finished. Now, that ending sort of left a bit of a sour taste in my mouth, but then there was something that really kept us going, and that was the multiplayer, Halo 2's multiplayer. Halo 2 multiplayer, in my opinion, is one of the most important multiplayer implementations of any console game. Why? Because this was in the infancy of Xbox Live. Now, I remember when I was first heard about Xbox Live, this newfangled sort of service, I thought it was kind of strange, but at the same time, very intriguing, being able to play other people in other parts of the world. Now, I was still too young to really truly get PC gaming, and I still play PC games, very, very much so. But back then, I really didn't get into the whole multiplayer thing. So the fact that you could have this service that allowed you to talk to people, to play with people, to beat their butts all the way over the other side of the world was nothing short of, well, I don't want to say miraculous, but it was pretty damn amazing, to say the least. And, well, I was barely 13, I think, when I first played Halo 2 Online, but it was one of the greatest things I'd ever done. at that point in time, being able to do that, being able to actually win some matches at 13 years old against people older than I was, and have people sort of respect you at the same time, loathe you for that, and that's the sort of thing that sort of had it evolve to this day. But Halo's 2 multiplayer, like the online aspect of it, was so important for the consoles and so important for Xbox Live. Oh my god, that was a great stick. That was actually a good stick. I actually got quite a few sticks in this match. I'm going to break through on the monologuing for a little bit, but this match was actually great. And I was playing with my friend Cheru15 on this match. He was my cousin, and he was actually he helped me beat these guys red here, and this was actually a pretty good match. Like I got way more sticks on this match than I usually do. I mean, sticks are hard to get, and I got another one. That was great. I think that what the running total is like 6 grenade sticks so far. And yeah, that was something of like a little bit of an oddity to me, but it should be noted though that we continued playing Halo 4 after this and went on a prompt full 6 points for the entry. Now it should be noted though that we went on for about maybe a 4 or 5 game losing streak after this, or was it before this? I don't even remember, but we lost quite a bit too, almost as many times as we won games. So oh well, but I got another one. I don't know. No, it wasn't a stick though. I just killed him with a grenade. Same with Halo 3. We I just wanted to get footage from one game and then use it in the review, but we decided to play a little further, and we got beat a lot. But what I was saying about Halo 2 is how yeah, it really helped Xbox Live sort of evolve to what it is today, and in truth really helped put online console multiplayer on the map. It's been done before that. I think it was, because I'm trying to think. There was definitely consoles that did online before that, but it was more of like a niche sort of thing. It was more of like, yeah, a niche market. What this helped do, what Halo 2 Online helped do in my opinion, was it helped make it very common, to help, I don't want to say the term casualize it, because there was a huge skill gap in Halo 2, but it helped bring it to the masses. That's the better term. It made console online gaming popular, and it just went from there. And for me, what it helped do for me is I faithfully remained a Halo fan. Actually, Halo itself, I actually owe a lot to the franchise, because, oh, you fool, you missed it. You see that rage swipe there. What it did for me was it helped me realize that I really wanted to be involved in science fiction or video games and all that. That's the game that really helped me choose to become a writer. And I actually got to do a reading for you guys. Like, I got to read from my book. But I owe Halo for that. And in a sense, like, Halo introduced me to a bunch of other, well, science fiction franchises as well, because, well, if you didn't know, Halo itself was partially based on stuff like Robert Heinlein's Starship Troopers, or James Cameron's and Ridley Scott's Aliens, which a lot of the characters, some of the designs, and some of the plot elements came from. But then it just moved from that and made it its own. So I gotta thank Halo for that. But like I said, Halo made me want to become a writer, made me want to create things myself, and I actually am writing a book right now, and set my own universe. But I've been writing long before that, and I'll make like a short video and all that just to show you what I do on my downtime when I have time, which I never really seem to have enough of nowadays. Why did I pick up the suppressor? Against precision weapons? Am I a dumb face? I guess so. I ended up dead. But, yeah. And moving on to Halo 3, of course, seemed to sort of refine that formula. I played thousands of matches of Halo 3, and I got pretty good at it. I think my highest skill was 45. I never reached a 50, but, you know, I was happy with my 45. I was proud of my 45 to know that I got there without having to cheat, without having to buy any accounts off of anyone else. So that was great for me. That was very... I was proud of that. I was happy to see that I could be a good gamer. This guy, he's not getting out so easily there. You drop down the shotgun hall, the only way you gotta go out is out. Metaphorically or physically. But, yeah. But Halo 3 sort of, like I said, refined that formula, sort of made it a little bit more streamlined, I guess I want to say is the word. And, well, I gotta thank Bungie for that, but then Bungie decided to leave. And, well, not leave entirely, just yet. They made a Halo Reach. And, depending on how you view it, that could have been seen as the beginning of the decline of Halo, in the sense of what some people think about it. So we move on to Halo 3 right now, and everyone's got recon. Everyone's got these recon. I remember, like, when the armor means nothing nowadays. I'm sorry, I gotta step away from that because they decided to give it all away. There was no point in having to try to earn it. I busted my ass for those Vidmaster achievements, especially the firefight one. Jesus Murphy, that was probably one of the toughest things I ever had to do. I was so damn happy when we finally managed to actually get through 4 entire waves. Or was it rounds of enemies? Yeah. But did I ever actually... Well, I'll never wear the recon in Halo 3 if I ever play it, because the armor means nothing to me, and all the effort goes towards is wasted. But we're going to jump into the game right now, and I believe we won this game as well. So, yeah, talking of Halo 3 and Reach, the transition to Reach is what some people consider the decline in this era, this console generation of Halo. And the inclusion of armor abilities. Now, I kind of like the armor abilities, but I never really used very many others aside from Sprint. And, well, Sprint itself was originally supposed to be included in Halo 2. It was supposed to be a dedicated sprint button for that. And I think that if Halo had been one of the first to utilize a sort of a sprint button instead of like Call of Duty, which a lot of people associate sprint with nowadays, I think maybe the general consensus of sprinting itself would have been a little bit differently, at least in my opinion. Anyway, make sure to grab rockets right after the start. I don't know why these guys didn't go to it. Did I knock this guy over here? I knocked him over, but I didn't kill him. I did that time. I had some killer lag in this game. I don't know if that was just because of the connection, or if I was just with a certain person, or I don't really know what it was. But lag doesn't really factor in a whole lot if you're using rockets, just shooting their general direction. And yeah, hopefully you'll just wipe them off the map. So yeah, the armor abilities themselves were something that some people were concerned with. But like I said, I just mostly use Sprint. So I thought that the transition to Halo 4 would have been pretty smooth. Not so. Quite a few people found the addition of the armor abilities, the continuous armor abilities, to sort of muddy the waters, to sort of sully the competitive atmosphere. And at the beginning of Halo 4's run, I have to say that would be quite an accurate sort of statement, considering that it was very much imbalanced, and there was a lot of how do I say it? I can't find the words for it quite well, but it certainly was enough to ruffle a few feathers, especially from those who were really expecting something different, and that caused a lot of people to leave Halo for a lot of other franchises that, conveniently enough, had Sprint and stuff like that. Some people moved on to Battlefield, other people left Xbox entirely with that, but, well, some people decided to stay. And with the recent announcement of Halo 5, it seems to be that 343 Industries is really starting to sort of see what mistakes they've made and how they're able to repair it, given the fact that it publicly stated in some of the, on NeoGAF, which I go to sometimes just to see if Frank O'Connor comments on new developments of the Halo franchise, stated that armor abilities are gone. I think that was actually even highlighted, or at least reinforced by other 343 members, saying that they've been replaced by stuff that everybody can do, so that creates a level playing field. That's good. Level playing fields are great because that creates a sort of a skill gap. Who can use the abilities that you have better? And that's what I'm really looking forward to. But that sort of leads in to the Master Chief Collection, which was way more than enough than they ever needed to do. They just needed to do Halo 2 Anniversary, and I would have been sold on it, but 343 went one step beyond with this and impressed me, and no doubt many others, and I just got a double kill there, technically speaking. I guess the network sort of burped a little bit there. But 343 earned way more respect from me than I thought I ever would have thought, since they decided to not only port Halo 2, give it a total remake, have Blur do the cutscenes no less, and to bring it over to the Xbox One with increased resolution and frame rate. They decided to just go and bring everything over. We had a small network problems there. We had a black screen of death, but I was able to get out of there. But there was still plenty of time. I botched that. I should have gotten over that much better. But the choice to bring everything over, and over 100 maps, 106 if we're counting the remastered stuff they're putting into Halo 2 Director's Cut multiplayer, that's incredible. For the value, that's incredible. Of course, when I heard about the price, I thought that it was like a joke. I thought, logically speaking, they would charge more than $60 for something like that, but no. $60 straight, $60 just for all of that. $60 for every single game since 2001 in one pack. Not only every single game, over 100 multiplayer maps, including the DLC and including the remasters for Halo 2, but they decided to give all the episodes of Halo Nightfall, which I'm looking forward to actually exploring, and a Halo 5 beta. Smackdown right there. A beta was something that people were calling for months. They said that we want a Halo 5 beta. So 343 decided to give you the Halo 5 beta, and it's going to be running for a couple weeks. And Halo 5 was supposed to be releasing sometime in 2015. I don't think we had an actual date and all that. But if I had to bet on that, it would be sometime in maybe October or November that they would be releasing the actual game. But the fact that they would be releasing a beta right there, they're doing exactly what the community wanted. They're giving people exactly what they wanted. People wanted a Halo 2 Anniversary. They wanted remastered multiplayer stuff. They wanted one of the most beloved games in the franchise to get the respect that it deserved. And it did. And then some. So naturally, people are complaining about lack of content. Now, like I said, I frequented on NeoGAF quite a bit. It's not exactly the friendliest of places, but it's one of the places where you'll also get insight from the actual people that work with franchises with games. One of the places I like to see is Frank O'Connor. I look forward to Frank O'Connor commenting on these things. Now, anyway, actually, seeing a couple of users complain that they were not happy with the redone maps, and the fact that there was not enough done. People specifically wanted all Halo 2 maps redone, done in the entirely original engine, and they wouldn't be happy with it. Now, naturally, one of the things would be if someone wasn't happy with their maps, they should just in this case, play the original. You literally have the option. If you don't like it, you literally have dozens of maps. Like what, 80 maps, 80 additional maps. You don't like one game, you can literally play another. And I get what they're trying to do with Halo 2 Anniversary. They're trying first of all, it's trying to deliver something to the fans that they will remember. Like, I remember sitting tight, and I saw at E3. Was it E3 where they had yes, it was E3 where they had the reveal of Ascension. I was incredibly blown away because, well, I love Ascension. Ascension was one of my favorite maps from Halo 2. I think right now it's a three-way tie, I think, between Ascension, Zanzibar, and Lockout. Those were my favorite maps I always loved to play on. And even to see Ascension up there in all of its current gen 60 frames per second glory, I didn't actually see it in 60 frames per second, but to know that it's there, to know that it's that it's a faithful reproduction that's made by Max Hoberman, the guy who actually, one of the guys who actually worked on the original Halo 2 multiplayer, sort of seals the deal that they're really trying to put some quality into this, that they're really trying to get the people that really made the magic happen the first time around, and they want to bring them on board so that they know that they can actually recapture the magic the second time around. That's great. That's fantastic. And, well, and of course I'll comment more about this in a sort of like a quasi after-the-fact review of it, because like we need to finish this game as well, and we only have about 2 minutes left to go, the 2-minute warning here. I should have hit that guy. I really should have, and that, like, one of the things I had, the problems I had. Maybe it's just my internet and all that, but I was noticing that playing Halo 3, I seem to have had less hit detection, more issues with hit detection than I did with Halo 4. I'm not entirely sure why that was, because one would think that well, with my it might have been my internet connection, but the problem was only with Halo 3. Halo 4, I seem to have had better abilities. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there, scraping right off the bumper. But with Halo 4, I don't know what it is, that I just felt that my shots were actually connecting more than Halo 3. And also, I don't need to remind everyone that I still have my Bungie.net account. I can still, whoops, I didn't kill him. That I still can access my Bungie.net account, and I can still check on my stats. And I can tell you that I've done some gaming in Halo 3, that I have most certainly done my time with this game. And what I'm saying is not biased at all, it's just based on my observations, that I just felt that the hit detection has improved greatly in Halo 4, so that there is not nearly as much trouble as there was at the very beginning of it. So, like I said, Halo 2 Anniversary indeed was a way for 343 to sort of make something that the fans would really enjoy, because, like I said, quite a few people enjoyed Halo 2. You missed, bitch. But at the same time, to me, it feels like Halo 2, or the director's cut, is something of like a proof of concept demo. It's sort of like, oh, it's about time. It's a way to try something new, while not actually being Halo 5. If you were to ask me what I thought about all of this, it's that Halo 2 Anniversary's multiplayer is like a little bit of what we may see in Halo 5, and they're trying to see what works, what doesn't. So this is where we come in with the RTX footage and all that, and of course we see the long tracking shot of Ascension here in the radio tower right there, which it's just great to see it again. Now, you notice I actually didn't put up any Halo 2 footage online, because I can't play it online yet, because, well, they shut down the servers and all that. And also, I positioned the clips in a way so that you sort of see how much Halo 2 Anniversary sort of strikes the feeling of being Halo 3 again. You can see it in the way that the HUD is positioned, the weapon indicators, the grenade selectors and all that, how they have more than 2 grenades, and of course the positioning of the radar and all that. It's looking at this, I see Halo 3 more than anything else, but with some elements of Halo 4. I mean, one of the biggest things you notice that instead of the shield icon being down by the radar, you have the map callouts, which are similar to the Halo Reach, which is great because not everybody knows where Big Tower is, or Sniper Tower, or all that, or some people are like casual players, they can't really remember all that, but people will definitely know where it is if you call out, I'm at the landing pad, I'm at the communications tower, I'm at Skybridge, I'm at Sniper Tower, and, well, people will recognize that, and people will get to that, and you know what, people can have their MLG callouts and all that. I was never much a fan of that, I have friends who was part of all that, but wasn't really all my thing. Okay, biggest thing about this map, holy crap, the visuals. They went above and beyond just for this one map. They went balls out with a 2-scale halo ring that rotates right under your feet as you're playing here. Okay, you didn't need to do this. You didn't need a giant halo ring. It could have just been the fog, but you decided to go and create a halo ring complete with forests, oceans, and mountains on it, and slowly, well, slowly relative to you anyway, rotate beneath you. Holy crap, guys, this is awesome! Do you know how long I'm going to just spend looking at this ring? I don't even care if I'm being attacked. I just want to see this ring rotate under me. It's just to have this feeling that you're actually fighting on a flying platform. Technically speaking, I guess the ring is rotating, and Ascension itself is actually standing still. I guess that would explain the blowing sand and all that. That the wind particle, the air particles from the ring are just simply just catching your area. But and the flying rocks and all that. This map is visually outstanding. It's so incredible, and I really think that if even just the visual upgrades alone were more than enough for me. But they seem for this they of course they went above and beyond as they did before. The visual updates are good. The detail is great. Now, since this is more of the a redone sort of thing, super bounces are not going to be in that. There's no really love lost from me. I never really made good use of super bounces anyway. But I can tell that there will be quite a lot of people that'll be playing this map as well, simply because of the appealing nature of all that. And look, we got like a very simple sort of little skill jump and all that. And of course, I always just jumped right onto sniper platform from here. I didn't need that little break in the that little wall. I'm just mesmerized by the way that the ring spins down there, the way that it just whips on by you. And I think the clouds are even like layered above the mountains too, so the clouds themselves actually move slightly independently of the rest of the ring. So I'm just really great. You can also see here there's the weapon pickup icons right there. Now the way that they just did that is, well, the weapons are easy to locate, but they made it so that it wasn't so intrusive like in Halo 4, how you can just basically just points the weapon out no matter where you're at on the map, especially if it was a power weapon. It points it out and suddenly you have everyone going there. Now, normally you could also time the spawns and all that, so that you can make sure, like, every 2 minutes you can pick up the sniper rifle and this ring. Oh my god, guys, this ring, it just gives me, oh jeez, that's just beautiful. I'm gonna be looking at the ring every single game. So the way that the weapon pickups and all that, it's not intrusive. You can't see them through walls, and they're only there when you really become close. And it's useful when you want to pick up weapons in the pinch and all that, so you don't fumble around and try to go anywhere else. Now, some people are actually upset about this. I actually saw one guy who referred to it as excessive screen clutter. In what way? It's literally 2 triangles that's about like a couple inches wide there, and you don't even see it half the time. It's not on your HUD. It's only there when you look at it, and it's only there when you look at it when you're within 10 feet of it. Now, here's another thing that I kind of liked. The way that they modified the maps to the point where it was new. They did something a little different, but at the same time, it still retains a lot of its identity, like here on Skybridge. How you did have cover, but not a whole lot. So what they did, of course, was that they changed it up slightly, so that it did change gameplay, but in a minuscule way that doesn't really affect map flow. Like, their argument in the video was that nobody used Skybridge, and did a lot of people when someone had Big Tower occupied? Probably not. And they wanted to make more use of it, especially if they're going to spawn power weapons down here, or power ups, or something like that. It'll encourage usage of the rest of the map, so that you don't have to change it or take away stuff that, well, even if you know nobody's going to use it, taking it away will just change the flow forever, and probably not in a good way. Now, and of course, the fact that the little details of like the radio tower actually turning evokes a lot of the memories of like the original map, whereas in Reach it simply didn't rotate at all, and you just had that, you just lost that vibrancy of the map. It just didn't seem, it just wasn't there. It just wasn't Ascension. This feels like Ascension to me. It's got the look, it's got the sounds. It's definitely got the Vista now. It definitely lives up to its name of being Ascension. And I think that there are actually even people that said that the fact that they included a Halo ring was going too far, or it actually changed the map too much. Sure, it's not as foggy or anything, but it actually really works well. Now, I think I'm sort of winding down the video a little bit. I think I've only got about like 3 or 4 minutes left here in the footage. I'm just going to check the timeline really quick, but this is a lot of things. Now, this is the real divider here of people who either love it or hate it. The aspect of interactive parts of the map, like you have it on Zanzibar, where you could lower the bridge, or you could open the bollards, or on high ground where you can open the gates. Now, the interactive parts, of course, they had one of the developers comment on it, and of course, reflect on Max Hoberg liking the idea, is they wanted to originally have more interactivity. That's great, because now in the director's cut, they're really starting to field ideas that they really didn't have in the original Halo 2, such as the mongoose originally being part of it, or in Ascension, the original Ascension, there were supposed to be like stepping stones that you were able to jump over and use that to your advantage and get around there. And seeing this energy shield is a good usage of that. It's a good example of adding something new, but not fundamentally changing gameplay too much. People complained about this when they saw it, and my argument for this is the shield only lasts for 15 seconds. Literally 15 seconds. Someone timed it and saw that. Now, you can't hear it, but just hearing that submachine gun even fire was amazing. And of course, they had to make a Beyond Thunderdome reference in here. But it's just necessary. And of course, I botched making one myself. But I was just leading into another one already. But you know what? I'm going to wrap it up here by saying that I really love this game. I really love everything that they showed me so far. I'm really looking forward to November. You can bet I'm going to be playing this game, and I'm going to be playing it hard and checking out all the secrets. But I want to thank you guys for watching, and I hope that you continue to keep on watching my videos. Thanks for listening into this little retrospective, and have a good one out there. This is Actual, and I'm signing off.